I'm Del Tackett, and I'm a professor here at the Focus Leadership Institute. I teach the Family, Church, and Society. I nominally call it God's design for social order. I originally got involved with the Institute back in '97. I was not really working at Focus at the time, but I was asked to fill a teaching role because two professors were going to be gone, and so I taught two courses at that time, back to back, in the summer of '97. And that's the first time that the Institute and the students grabbed my heart. It was a phenomenal experience for me. I didn't know that 2 years later I was going to come to Focus. I came to be the executive vice president, and the Institute reported to me, and so I slowly began to get more and more involved with the Institute. I did some speaking down here, but then eventually, I think it was in 2004, when I took over the Family, Church, and Society course. I'm no longer with Focus, but I still come back and teach here. You can't get away from the Institute. My passion really lies in seeing the body of Christ healthy and strong. In seeing the bride of Christ, as God has called His people to be light and salt, to begin to understand the truth of God in all areas of life, to reject increasingly the lies of the world, the compartmentalization of Christianity, to see that God has spoken in every area of life, and that He has called us then to be that light and that salt. And He's called us to be that light and salt, and to be the portrayer and conveyor of the truth of God and the character of God, to glorify Him, but to do it in an attractively winsome way. That the truth of God can be conveyed to the world around us in a way that even if they reject that truth, that you can still make a friend. And so that truth-telling should be a fun experience. Truth-telling should be an experience in which you're praying that you're going to make a friend here. And they may not accept everything that you say, but they may want to have lunch with you again. And so that's my passion, that God is going to raise up His people to be that attractively winsome army for Christ. If a student is considering the possibility of coming to the Institute, I think the best way to encourage them is to say this, and I've said this to many students, prospective students. I guarantee them that they will never, ever regret coming to the Institute. That the things that happen here are hard to describe, that it's hard to put in a brochure. It's hard to somehow depict for someone. Yes, we can go through all the academic things that will happen here, but you cannot describe what happens to people when they come through the Institute. It is transformational. It is the kind of thing that happens to people when they look back on it and realize that God was there and He wanted me there. I would hazard a guess that virtually all the students that come to the Institute walk out of here saying, God wanted me to be here. And I've been asking this question of students for a long, long time. I'll ask, are you glad that you came? I have yet to have anyone say no. And so I'll just repeat that again. A student who comes to the Institute will never